Thank you for that. Firstly, I want to honour the traditional owners of this land for accepting me and allowing me to speak on their sacred country. I wish to honour each participant for your involvement in an issue that's so important to us today. I'm from Multijula community, the little community that lives right beside Uluru. Uluru is the land I'm responsible for. My nation, the Yankunytjatjara nation, are caretakers and traditional owners of Uluru and the outlying areas. The government makes a lot of money on our land. We have two very popular sites, Uluru and Gertrude, and there are people who have come and paid $25 a head to look and visit Uluru and Gertrude, and we get next to nothing. Most of the dollar that comes in goes to the federal government, and so you can see we on our country we can make our own money to do our own thing. And what I would like to see is, firstly, what we're saying is to stop the intervention, because you have no idea how terrible it's caused and affected my family's lifestyle. My daughters, even if they move from Multijula, as the previous speaker said, to another country, they are assessed every second month by the and if you come from Multijula, you has to be reconsidered. It's amazing. Until you live under nothing, you don't even understand the racism in the policy of the intervention on our community. And there's 78 communities which is suffering under that in the Northern Territory, and mine is one of those. In fact, mine was the first one they picked on, because the so-called pedophile and child molester and little child are safer. Now the doctors came with all the federal government and camped outside of my house. And a few weeks later, I asked them, "Did you find any kids who've been mistreated?" They said, "No, not yet. We'll have to get what records you have in your clinic to give to the federal government." All those things were set up so they could take our land. And what they do to take our land, they won't build any houses or give any money until you sign your land over to the government for a 30-year lease. Or even, who else is doing that in this country? You have no idea. I've been through some terrible conditions under Australian government policy. Went through, I'm the one who composed a song telling the people of the world that they were stealing our children from us. Those of you who know my brown skin baby, they take him away. In the 60s, I was telling people that story. And, we all know that story, and it has made a difference. It's amazing what ordinary people like you can do by taking action and doing what is right, to right the wrongs that's being allowed to happen by our government, who really believe they are doing the right thing. It is just unreal. We can't get it. And even the treatment of my people today is something we don't understand. What they do to me, I'm chairman of our college, Yankunytjatjara College, and the high schools, the three high schools in the three communities. And I say, I need assistance and funding. Last year I got $1 million, so I need $2 million to make the difference for next year. They say, sorry, you're not getting anything. So what they do, they sort of punish us with the problem and expects us to fix ourselves. With every services we have, with our education, with our health, with our care for our children, with our care for our youth workers, they take the responsibility away from us by disallowing us to receive any money to operate. And then because we've got no money to operate, they say, you guys don't know how to do it. And they contract all these services out to white organisations. So we have nothing to do with caring for our children or running our social problems in our communities. So what do? We sit there and do nothing, because that's all there is to do. Or you get on the drop, go into Alice Springs and sit down there and overload your families who are in Alice Springs. Intervention is a terrible thing to live under. And believe you me, I've listened to my daughters, and it's on behalf of them and my family members at Multijula, my daughters, my grandchildren, my uncles and aunties and other family members in our communities, that I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your involvement, attempting to make the difference. And you can make the differences by contacting your government, your representatives, to make them withdraw, stop the intervention. Is really, because it is a racist policy and it's only aimed at Aboriginal people within the Northern Territory. And they think it's so good they can extend it to you guys. They think it's good because they never ever come to talk to the communities. Every time we hear, you know how they tell us these messages? Through emails, through computers, with no house, not one house got a television or a computer and can read or speak English language, for goodness sake. Everything is spoken to us in a foreign language. Everything is written in a language that no one can read. And they blame us for not implementing what they want us to do. It is just crazy. You know, as I said to the people in the education department, I said, look, before you expect me to implement all the things you've listed, which is 130 of them here, on my people with education, you come and talk to us in Yankunytjatjara or Pindara language and do it our way. Because none of my people can have computers in their room. They have no television, they have no video, and all this lies about, no sex films and sex things. No one's got even a TV, let alone anything else, and we're flat out paying electricity. Oh my God, see what the previous speaker said is so true. We are so below the poverty line that you're lucky to have a feed, 3 meals a day. You're lucky to have 2 full, enough to eat in 2 fortnights. It's usually 1 week feast, 1 week famine, depending on the small amount of pension you get on each fortnight. And thank goodness for ourselves, our unifying, caring for each other, that is getting us through with our chuck-in and family support system, which we implement ourselves. Because the government, since I've gone home 15 years ago, they've just raided us and taken all our responsibility away from us. And we got nothing left. Our men are now leaving because no one wants to live in a community that's got name being pushed around that we are pedophiles, we're sex molesters, child molesters, and we're alcoholics and drugs. More of us don't do those sort of things. We don't take drugs, we don't drink alcohol. We're just ordinary folks like most of you people who just love their children, love their families, and live every day to look after them. We are just ordinary folks like you, but I wish to, on behalf of my family at Yankunytjatjara and the other communities under the Intervention Act, I wish to thank you all for participating in this amazing thing we did today. It is really something I'm not really familiar with. Thank you very much.